That is what we in the business call bubble on. Now, those of you that have been around enough, you know exactly why bubble on is important. But let me incorporate that into what I want to show you for today. This is the footprint of the potty closet. It doesn't look so big right there. But what you have to remember is, as it goes up, it goes out. So if this one is 20.5 inches, that's really not enough to put that refrigerator in because it's about 19.5. Oh, I could squeeze it in there, but that's not what we're trying to do here. We're not in the business of squeezing things in there. I mean, well, okay, sometimes we do. We try not to, though. But as it comes up here to where I would say somewhere about right here is where that countertop is going to start. And so from here to here, going down, is going to be about 23 inches. So we're going to gain 3 inches from down here to up here, 22.5, something along that nature. So what I want to do now is I want to get my piece of Luan that I'm going to build this side of the potty closet. So I can't cut it at 20.5 because it comes out. So I really want to take this, because we're bubble on here, and if I start right down there, well, I'd have to go this way. I know there are some carpenters watching me in disgust. And if I get that at bubble on there, now I can make my line of tape right there. And I'm at here, I am past our spot where it's at its widest. So I can measure from here to here, and that's how wide I could cut my Luan. We're going to guess it's somewhere around, I took some measurements. I know you've seen this enough. 23 deep, 25.5, because it does have to come out a little bit beyond our 22 inch countertop. It comes out about 1.5 inches, but that's made up for over here, not down here. So all I need to know is the measurement from here to the widest. Look at that. Reflexes. I'm like a cat. Don't tell Curly. Once I get that, I'm just going to cut the whole sheet at this measurement. Then I will place the sheet up against here on the outside with the good side sticking in, because that's the side you're going to see. And then I will trace it all the way here. And remember, that's why in the last episode, I left this out. I don't want to mess with that right now. I'm trying to notch things out. I want a perfect right here. And these square bodies, as we're going to call them, C10 guys will love that. They work so well in the building. And when you use your bubble on and you use your square, everything comes out precise and it's beautiful. So that's what I'm doing. I'm bubble on and I'm going to make this exact. I'm going to trace it out. I'm going to pull it out here, make sure it's where I need it. Then I will install this, take my measurement, and I will cut my notch. And then, I'll tell you what, I am so glad that I did not take this to the dump yet. To the dump. All right. Because there's a couple of measurements I didn't get exact. So it's 20.5 to here. So for some reason I had 23 stuck in my brain, but 23 was the upper measurement. And this measurement. This one ended up being like 25 out to here. So I've got everything I need right here. I think they put some of the mechanical here. we're going to put our mechanical here, but not on the floor. I say that on video just because I want to make sure, because customers were very adamant about that, and I want to make sure I do it right for them. But right here, 20 and a half, and that's why we're putting up that way. And then the opening came down to here, okay? And the bed should come down to here, but I'm glad I kept this. And this gives me a little idea here, but I've got some really good measurements because, you know, you got to be careful with those stoves, but I'm good there, really good in our door. So I'm really glad that I saved this because, like I told you, I took 3-4 days off of this to finish that. That's a sweet, sweet Scotty, boys. I'm telling you what, that's come out as nice as I've seen one come out. So, enough of patting myself on the back. I haven't seemed to be doing that a lot lately. I got to stop that. Okay. Just wanted to show you, and I'm glad I saved it. And now we're going to make that happen in here. So I'm going to go get and cut this down to whatever this measurement may be. I've got to get it done for real now, and then I will make this template. What we ended up with is 73 by 24 1/4. I thought it might be a touch wider than that, but it is not. It's exact. So this is the outside. This is the good side. That's the shellacking side. And you can see why. There's no problem. No problem. So what we're going to do is take and put this here. And what I'm going to do is line it up on that line. I've got some pieces of tape here that will hold that in place. And then I will go with a pencil all the way around. I will mark that. Then I'll cut it. Just kind of wanted to show you, because I'm trying to do better videos for you. I really am. And I know my camera work is just not cutting it. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, because I just, you've been around. As I stated earlier, you can see this was perfect. That 24 1/4, it stayed true right until it didn't, but that's okay because that's where we have to cut it. So let's bring this little dog down here. Now, I don't know. My first inclination is to get the jigsaw, but man, you just can't get things straight with the jigsaw, and I can get straight with circular saw, skill saw. Except when I have to make this corner, that curve, that's fine though. I can save that for last. But those rests are supposed to be straight anyway. And I would imagine that from here to about there is going to be covered. Well, the whole back is covered, but on the front, let's pretend this is flipped and it's the front, is going to be covered by the kitchen cabinets. Except for, I think there's an 1.5 inches or so that comes out here beyond the cabinet. But all of this on above the cabinet is all the way around is going to have welting on it. So I will, on this side, I'll glue some 3/4, just a small amount, maybe just 1 inch wide, 3/4 all the way around. Just number one, to brace it up. Of course, one across there, no welting. But then that gives me something solid for the welting to sit on. And then when I place it up here, you won't see any of my mistakes. Isn't that great? Yeah. All right. Shouldn't open my mouth. As soon as I did, it rained for 40 minutes straight. But hey, my campers don't leak. That's a good test. But I don't need all this rain. Let me show you what I'm doing. potty closet. Then this is where the bed be under that tape is 14 inches. That is just shy of 14. They want it as snug as possible. And then this is 75 inches on the inside of that tape. Back down there, 14 inches. So this is gonna be a lot of bed, really. Well, for the trailer. Because over on this side, we did the same thing. There's your 14. Then what I did was I brought you up here. So 75, 14, and that's on that side is the bed of the tape. On this side of the tape to the blue line is the door. 19 and 7/8 on the door, and it kind of looks bigger on the video, but it's not. And then down here at the bottom is 18 up to, let's measure that, because I'm not really. It's gonna be some great camera work. Please play along. All right, let's measure what it's gonna, yeah, here we go. So 22 for the countertop. Now, I've been messing with these numbers, so let's move over here, and I said 21 3/4 on my measurement. So we got 22, no problemo. No problem. I'll back you out on this. So as you know, I like to get things taped out. Makes me feel good. I was a little worried because for some reason I had 21 3/8 as this measurement. In my brain, that's what it was. But really, I think I was thinking maybe the countertop or the edge of the counter, and then the countertop goes over. So I went out again, as you heard, just super glad I saved that right there, because that told me it was 18 inches, which now everything fits. I was afraid that 75-inch bed on this side was going to be a 73-inch bed. They've already bought the mattress, so negative, Ghost Rider. That's not going to happen. So now we do have our measurement, and I won't make you suffer through that. So from the inside of this tape to the inside of that tape is how much we have for that closet. That'll be where the door goes, and I'm going to guess that to be somewhere around 20 inches, right in there. Okay, we can make that, and then start the bed, and then we're going to come up here, and they already told me how high. I don't know if I wrote it down though. I don't think I saved that. Oh well. There'll be a cabinet like this. Like this, so that they have a little extra storage space. Whew, okay. And then in the back, between the two beds, that'll be where we're going to put the AC underneath a bedside table. All right, that's enough drawing. Let's get to building. One last thing before I move along to the construction part of this build. That's where the fridge is going, so I didn't go ahead and put any shellac on it. I didn't even waste any shellac on this because it will be covered up by the counter. So we are shellacked here where that will show, and a certain portion around the edge will show. One thing I wanted to show you that I forgot, just so that you have an idea, because we were talking about it. Now, look at that stuck in there. The difference in the size or the length going out. So here, and I wrote it kind of down, but I'll just say it, 20 and a half. So we're talking about from this edge to this inside edge, 20 and a half. When we went up 2 feet, it turned into 23 inches. So we've already gained 2.5 inches. Then we went up 32 total inches, and it's 24 inches. Then we went up 4 feet, and it is 24.25 over. And that's where the bulk of it ended up. It ended up about 24.25 really from past this curve right here. It ended up 24.25, pretty close to, well, it was to that corner. 24.25, then of course it ducked back in. So, I am going to guess that, well, I mean, I'm not going to guess. I know that, well, I say that. I made some marks here. Maybe you guys see them because now, all of a sudden, I don't see them. 36 3/8. Ooh, do you love that action shot? 36 3/8 is where the counter top starts. So I went down here to about 34, 35, and I put the shellac on it. So there's going to be just probably an inch or two here before we start to cut out for the fridge. And the fridge is going to take almost all of this. And I need to go and measure that one more time. I think we're fine though. Because remember, we have limited space. We were at 24.25 between here and really down here, but we're gonna, our choice has to start here. So between those two, let's see, somewhere around there, we've got 24 before things start getting way too short. It's right there. No, that's still 23. No, we're fine. We're fine. Just got to have 19 in here. We've got to have 19. So even if that was 1 inch into 19, we still got plenty of room. We're fine. We're fine. I just need to go check the height and see where we're going to end up. But I think we're going to be okay. All right. I'm going to start building. I think I'm going to do I'm really tempted to do the beds. Just so that I can load them in, be done with them, because I know where they're going. We taped it out. All right, next episode, you're going to find out, did I start with the kitchen or the beds?